Jitendra. I think it's your turn. If you could tell us a little bit about your project. Jitendra Nalwaya is Head System Operation and Sustainability at BSES.
So good afternoon, everybody. I never knew, so it's very difficult to give a session after lunch. This is the first time. So thank you, sir, and thank you, ISGF, for providing me this opportunity to be here. We are basically, BSES Jamuna Power is a distribution licensee serving around 1.7 million customers in east and central part of Delhi. Our peak load is 1700 megawatt. When we talk about the peak loading of Delhi is almost 7,500 megawatt. And in BYPL, it is almost 1653 megawatt, which we encountered last year. As you can see the graph, I mean, it's almost 7% CAGR, which we are experiencing, and this year we are expecting around 750 to 1800 megawatt, which could cross there. So the intent is, I mean the demand is is increasing due to urbanization, pollution, population, and everything. And the interesting part is we are working operating in a region where it is 10,000 consumer per square kilometer. So it's very dense kind of population and consumer growth. I mean, and when we talk about the peak demand, I mean, when we talk about the above 1400 peak demand, it's almost 1.3% of time of the year. So we need to for maintaining those 1.3% of a year of 1400 above 1400 megawatt peak demand, we need to have some kind of storage, some kind of network infrastructure, and to have 200 megawatt of infrastructure, we need to infuse so much of capex, which can be there. And this is a typical load curve which we want to highlight here, because we have a different load curve for summer and different in winter. In summer, the peak demand goes from 800 megawatt to 1500 megawatt. There is 700 megawatt of variation is there in a day, and the same thing is there in night because of ACs and everything. And in winter time right now, I mean, we have as low as 200 to 300 megawatt of demand, and the peak goes at 900 megawatt. So we are working in a delta of 700 megawatt, and with the delta of 1500 megawatt in somewhere in the summer. So it's really challenging for us to manage the whole power purchase and power forecasting, scheduling scenario, as well as to maintain what kind of power will be there tomorrow, and at the same time we need to be very cautious about the cost of the power which we are taking. I mean, we cannot be blind our eyes to take all the power at one go and then sell it at 50 paisa or something like that. So this calls for some kind of new technologies which needs to be there. I mean, energy storage could be one of the possibilities. We have adopted demand response program in last 2 years, 3 years. We had a saving of 100 megawatt with around 150 number of consumers, and it was very good response. We went for energy efficiency as a low, then DER is there. Coming to the point of ESS, I mean, ESS is the point here. So when what we are looking at the ESS, I mean, it can be looked for a load management kind of thing. It can be looked for me, I mean, as a creation of some kind of peak shaving, and the voltage and power qualities issue can be mitigated by putting up the energy storage system. And obviously, I mean, capex definitely is another thing which we are looking with the installation of energy storage. So we have initiated our whole parabola of energy storage system into 3 parts. One is what energy storage system and household can adopt, and can there be any kind of distributed energy system at household, where the household having the solar rooftop whether the energy storage can be integrated with that. Another is that energy storage system at distribution transformer level. Again, this is distributed kind. And third is the energy storage at megawatt level. So when we talk about the first level, ESS, I mean the grid tied energy storage system. So this energy storage system at 11 kV level, we had come out with a tender, RFP last year. where we are assuming, I mean, we are offering 200 kilowatt hour battery energy storage system at 5 locations. And the installation under progress, and maybe by next month end we will be inaugurating 2 or 3 battery storage system with the same, provided some issues with the China and all the other manufacturing should not be there. And this energy storage system will be SCADA enabled, SCADA integrated, and we can control the energy storage system from our system operation module. Another thing which we are doing here is to control the, control the energy storage system with the loading of transformer, and we are building up those AI and machine learning logics. When the transformer loading will be there, then the energy system will communicate with our system operation automatically. So this is one of the projects. This is system architecture. I mean, when we see, some kind of peak is there above 80% of load of peak transformer, then it will switch off to the energy storage system automatically, and it will take care for 1 hour or 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever the time will be there, and then it will switch back to the normal grid system. But it will be grid connected system already. This, again, the project benefit which I indicated, this is a decongestion of LT side, maintaining load curve, emergency powers. When we are putting up with places where there is a requirement of emergency power supply condition for the consumer also. They don't need any interruption because hospitals are there, schools are there, and there will be avoidance of loss of revenue. This is another system which we had installed at the consumer house level, and we had installed this 4 microgrid system at our offices. This is 10 kilowatt hour to 20 kilowatt hour system, and this is along with the solar rooftop capacity. And this system, which we wanted to just analyze the use case, whether there can be a use case for consumer also and for us also, if there is some energy storage system behind the meter. Like sir was indicating about the local generation and local consumption. So we wanted to test those cases. And this 4 microgrid system is also the test bed for our 2 major projects. One is the blockchain energy trading project, which we are doing with the IIM Ahmedabad under the DST. Other is the EU ELAN project, which we are doing with the Smart Innovation Norway. And we are one of the partners there. So here what we have done, we have especially designed this inverter, which can communicate with the solar and the grid energy level, and can transmit itself what kind of loading is required to meet the load, and when the charging should be there and when the discharging should be there. So this system can be a replacement of DG system in Delhi, especially when the pollution issues are there. This system can act as a islanding system itself. It can act as a microgrid. Now we have tested this 4 system along with together, and we found that when we discharge this 4 system at one go, there is a reduction in transformer loading. So this small energy system can act as a large storage system for us, and this gives us a utility case. And what we have seen in last 1 year as a simulation condition, the buildings is almost getting free of almost 75 to 80%. So it is now not dependent on the grid at all. So this is the economic rationale. Now you can see this. This is live data, and we are getting report every seconds or every minute. This building has consumed around 17 unit on this day, and it has taken only 0.47 unit from the grid. So it's almost net zero kind of building. So now, under this logic, some power is given by the battery is taking power from the solar, or some power is taken from the solar itself. So this kind of system is already there, and we already created the report. Here we can see, the building which was 25% dependent on grid are now reduced to 3% on the grid. So it's almost islanding system which we have created. And the positive side of this system is we get data after every seconds. So we have a lot of data, what kind of temperatures are there, how the battery SOCs are applying, what kind of batteries, how the battery output is reacting with the temperature, and every kind of thing. There is a grid level energy storage system where we are still discussing with many vendors. I mean, Fluence is there, and we are looking for some kind of good business case out there. If it can give some kind of value to us, and we are looking for battery as a grid level battery storage system of 5 megawatt to 10 megawatt, mainly for the possibilities of reducing our DSM penalties, which is there for the low scheduling, power scheduling, and power forecasting issue. And we are also looking for some kind of feasibility study whether the distributed energy system is okay with us, or megawatt battery storage is good for the utility as a whole. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Just a quick question. According to your slides, you as the utility, as the DISCOM, are managing the storage the way you want. But doesn't that mean that you have also a commercial role? And how is it accepted by the regulator that you use the battery to reduce your load curve and so on?
So this kind of system is still not in the commercial right now, so it's still not approved by the regulator. What we are building right now is are some kind of business case where we can give some kind of incentive to the customers, and at the same time customers can club this energy storage system with the rooftop. So the cost which is there, which is very high right now, can be mitigated with clubbing both the business cases. Now, what incentive we can give is something which we are putting up the report to the regulator. Okay, we can give some kind of incentive, and the benefits are this, which of benefits are there.
That's very clear. Thank you very much, Hitendra.
Thank you.